Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Earlier this week, I was watching, I think, Channel 2 News, saw a fascinating story about a young lady, Melissa Herpel. She is a nurse practitioner in the northern part of Houston, or just north of Houston. She has an interesting practice. It's called Express Family Clinic, and loved the story and really wanted to share it with my audience. Went to her website, which, by the way, expressfamilyclinic.com. Saw an interesting interview on CBS News. Her story is getting a lot of traction. It resonates. People are looking for solutions to the healthcare situation out there, and I think she's really figured out what the answer is by eliminating a lot of the bureaucracy that drives the pricing. And Melissa, welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for having me.
You bet. Why don't you just start off by, first of all, telling us about Express Family Clinic. Give us your elevator speech, if you will.
Well, it is a family practice, urgent care. I do just about everything from sewing up to taking out to stitching up, and I take care of just everything that anybody needs to take care of. You're right. I don't don't bill insurance. I charge a flat rate for everybody. That's fair. I make it fair for everybody. If you have insurance, I'll give you your form so you can file for reimbursement. But just exactly what you said, I take the bureaucracy out of it. There's no red tape. You need to see me, you will see me today. You want to have something done, you'll have it done today. And I really feel like when patients come to me, they're already feeling bad, so why make them feel worse about feeling bad? And I like to kind of think that we're like the Chick-fil-A of healthcare. We do it fast, we do it friendly, we do it with a smile, and when you leave, you're feeling better.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, and I got that impression seeing the videos that I saw about it. And you know what's interesting is that healthcare has always been relatively affordable. I admit that technology is a game changer, and prescription, the meds are a game changer. But until like the 60s, when there was a lot of direct involvement between the consumer and his or her healthcare, there was like cost containment just simply because of the fact that the consumer was in the driver's seat. I think the insurance industry has changed all that.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. It's unfortunate when a patient comes in, they need an MRI. You know they need an MRI, but the insurance company will make them get an X-ray and get a CT and get all of these other tests that they don't necessarily need when the prescriber, the person who's taking care of them, knows exactly what they need, but they can't get it because of different red tape, and the person who suffers is the patient. And I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, you mentioned an MRI. I don't think you offered that, but you do offer a lot of different services that, frankly, I was a little taken aback by all you do. Kind of give us a panoramic overview of what you do.
Well, I do just about everything. Everybody's joking with me because my claim to fame was I can do everything, just about everything except deliver a baby, and they're like, that's getting old. So, but
right.
It really is. It's good. I mean, it's just true.
And you could do that if you want to with midwife laws in the state of Texas.
I absolutely can. If I had one more certification, I absolutely could deliver a baby, but I don't because it's gross.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but just about anybody that comes to me with either a routine problem or something even crazy. Like I've had people come to me with stepping on splinters, having a piece of glass in their foot, just something that they need to get taken care of. They don't know where to go for it, and if they go one place, they'll get charged $1,000. If they go another place, they'll get turned away because they need a specialist. There's just so many things that I think the family practitioner can take care of, and we've moved away from that because of insurance. Like you were talking about, 30, 40, 50 years ago, you had your family practice on speed dial. They'd come to your house and take care of you. They knew your children's names, your grandparents' names, that they knew about your dog. And we've really moved away from that. And because of that, I think it's the patients that suffer. And I'm really just trying to bring that back. So if you come to me with a problem, I'm going to do my best to try and fix it for you. And while I don't do everything in the office, I do contract with other entities like radiology services to get good, cheap prices. Where you bill an insurance for an MRI, it's going to be, $2,000. I can get you an MRI for $400.
Wow. which is probably what your deductible is going to be with insurance, maybe even more depending on your insurance plan.
Exactly.
So, and I don't think people think it's almost an entrepreneurial way of thinking about healthcare, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. And people really contacted me right before the deadline to choose insurance and said, okay, are you still going to be around? Absolutely, I'm still going to be around, because everybody's choosing high deductible insurance because they have to choose something. A lot of my patients are small business owners, and they can't afford the bells and whistles policies that everybody's trying to go for. They can't afford the policy that has $30 office copays. They can afford the policy that has a $3,000 deductible and no office copay. But what do you do after that when your visit is $150?
Yeah. Right, and people generally want to gamble that they're going to be okay, not they're going to be sick,
Right.
And that's hard to do with the current healthcare infrastructure as far as insurance goes.
It really is. It really is. And, somebody who gets the twice-a-year sinus infection, or needs their once-a-year physical, the once-a-year physical is going to get taken care of with your insurance. But when you get the twice-a-year sinus infection, you go back to that same doc who you had no copay for your wellness visit, you're going to get charged $150 to $200 for a visit because it's no longer covered under the specialty care. So what do you do from there? And the great thing is I'm a very, very good option for those patients who need something fast, something quick, and is relatively easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have so many questions for you. I might have to get you back on the show. I'm looking at the services page at expressfamilyclinic.com, and it even includes dental. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, somebody comes in, this happens all the time. You're on vacation or you're out on a weekend, you chew into the wrong thing, and bam, tooth cracks or something, opens up. You just never know what can happen with your teeth, especially as we get older. You call a dental company or a dental office, and they're going to tell you, well, you probably need to be on some antibiotics. You're going to have to come see me, and then you'll have to come back. You can come in. I'll get you on some antibiotics. I'll see what's going on. And I have a lot of dentists that I know that work really well with cash-paying patients. So I can refer you to one of them and get you taken care of for less than $10,000.
Yeah, gotta love that. Gotta love that. Tell me a little bit about the fact now that you have two locations. First of all, how old is your first location? And tell me about when you started the more recent location.
Well, I've got two locations. Like you said, my oldest location is actually in Spring. It's in Spring, Texas, and I opened there in 2011. I opened with 4 rooms and a dream, and luckily it came true, and patients just really flocked to it, and they love the services that we offer. So they love the services so much. I saw so many people traveling from all over the place. I had patients coming to Spring from Willis, Texas, from Huntsville, Texas. 30, 40, 50 miles away to come see me. So I opened a second location closer to the northern side of town in the Conroe, Montgomery area, and that was in March of this year, and where we're starting to get going. I'm starting to have school nurses call me and ask about my physicals and my vaccines and how I can get, the kids into school, and that usually brings the parents and everybody starting to see where we are.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Is the other location, are you usually at both locations? How do you do that? Or do you have another physician assistant who is at the other location? Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I've got another full-time nurse practitioner, and I just hired an additional full-time
nurse practitioner. Got to get my language right. Sorry about that.
It's all good. We all love to help people, so it's all good.
Right.
But yeah, I kind of right now I'm floating between the two. I'm going between Spring. I'm going between the Conroe location, just trying to make sure we can get everybody staffed appropriately. But I'm hoping by August I'll be able to have a full-time nurse practitioner who is fantastic to take care of my patients on the north side. And my home is pretty much the Spring area. That's where my people are. And my patients have been coming to me. It's so beautiful for the last 3-4 years, and I really come to think of them like family, and it's just great. I love seeing them when they walk in the door, and I love teasing them, and it's just such a great fun atmosphere.
Melissa, I went way over. I'm sure my producer's wondering what's going on here, but it was a great conversation. Melissa Herpel, I encourage you to learn more about her at expressfamilyclinic.com, expressfamilyclinic.com. Really love what you do, and I want to encourage you in it, and I hope your people keep in touch with my people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. Keep up the good work. When we come back, much more for you right here on The Price of Business.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the